If you watched our last video, we shared about the death of our daughter. And today we're going to be sharing some helpful tips to help get you through the loss of a loved one.
Like, nothing's going to make the pain go away.
Nothing.
But these might help like 2%, 4%.
Maybe 3 if they're lucky.
Yeah, and something in those moments.
But it's something.
Yeah. Something in those moments is better than nothing.
Yes. Number 7, go to the cemetery often. Now, I know not everybody has a burial plot, but there's often a place that will help memorialize where it is that you either buried your loved one or maybe let their ashes go. Go and visit it often. Go on their birthday. Go on the anniversary of their death. We used to have picnics out there on the anniversary of Ava's death. Our kids used to run around, and it was a place where we felt free to feel and to emote. It wasn't a scary place anymore. Whereas before we lost our daughter, I would have thought the cemetery was a frightening place.
And we would even go, well, we still do. I don't know why we say we would. But on her birthday, it's kind of a celebration.
We would let balloons off every year. We still do that. But the anniversary of her death is always a little more mournful.
Number 8, I think, is undervalued, and that is give people a chance to vent. First of all, no matter who you are, bad words come out. They go flying. Give people grace when that happens. They're venting their emotions. But give people chances to vent in other ways. I remember that I went to the beach in Grand Haven and then just ran out in the waves and tried to tackle waves and thrash through waves and punch them. I was just trying to use like my body to vent my emotions.
My brother-in-law.
Oh, this was brilliant. This was brilliant.
Brought out an old porcelain toilet
out in the woods,
into the woods behind my parents' house, and he gave me a baseball bat, and he said, "Go beat the tar out of it."
Oh, he might not have said tar.
Yeah, I want to be appropriate.
He was venting his emotions.
I went out into the woods, and after taking the baseball bat and trying to bang on trees, that doesn't work so well because there's no give. But that toilet, and then lots of dishes, that worked really well.
So great. And people gathered around and we watched her and we got a chance to laugh.
Because it did look a bit ridiculous, but it allowed me to vent.
Don't vent on your real toilet. Maybe get an old one and put out in the woods.
These next 3 are more for if you are supporting someone who's gone through a loss. Number 9 is say something. When we don't know what to say, not saying anything becomes very hurtful. Not saying anything ends up becoming a wedge in friendships, in family, and that's the last thing that anybody wants to happen. You just don't want to say the wrong thing. Just saying, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss." Something really basic that's heartfelt.
Even saying, "I'm sorry, I don't know what to say."
Yeah, I have no idea what to say.
Yeah.
That's okay. Because we, as the ones that were grieving at that time, didn't know what to say either. We were just sitting in shock still.
But there were a couple of people that we really lost contact with after that.
We did, yeah. As long as you acknowledge their loss, that's what we're speaking of here. Saying something.
So, number 10, please don't say, "Please let me know if there's anything I can do."
Don't say that.
No, we heard it 100 times in the receiving line after Ava died. How long was our receiving line?
Hundreds of people.
Yeah, and like so many of them said, "Let me know if there's anything I can do." I understand the need, like the desire to say that. Like in the moment you're like, "Oh, I just wish I could help these people." But we would call on those people. I remember one time we were wanting to go out on a date. It was like 2 weeks after Ava had died and we hadn't been out together yet. And we asked like 3 or 4 people and they were just, "Oh, we wish we could, but we're going up to the cabin this weekend." Or, "Oh, we were gonna go boating this weekend, sorry." Yeah, you said if there's anything I can do, our daughter died, can you watch our kids? "Oh, we're sorry." Don't say that. I mean, you might say, "Hey, if there's something I can do, let me know." but don't say if there's anything I can do.
Be realistic.
Yeah. Was that a little too aggressive?
It was aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah. But you made your point. Number 11, repeating Christian cliches is hurtful. Those cliches like, God works in mysterious ways. God works all things for our good.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be okay. Now, what you're speaking may be truth, but there is a time and a place for it. And soon after someone loses a loved one, that's not it. These are things that lots of people know, the answers, that what you're speaking is true, but they really don't care to hear it. And it's not affecting their faith or the loss of their child. They're still dealing. Those Christian cliches can turn out to be damaging and hurtful rather than helpful and healing.
There'll be a time
Yeah,
for those, but it's not right after.
it's not. They just need to know that you're there for them, to help them grieve. I'm certain the last thing you want to do is to create a roadblock in their grief. When we repeat these Christian cliches that we have been taught as we were just even young children, they end up being hurtful rather than helpful.
So these are some tips that we hope you find helpful. Whether or not you've lost someone or whether or not you're walking beside someone who is grieving. If you find this video or any of our videos helpful, press the like or subscribe buttons. It just helps us reach more people with the hope of a God that loves you and wants to support you through grief. So, Josh,
Jelly.
signing off.
Blonde-haired girl from across the room changed my life with just a glance. I took off my watch and